open the channel or get what she can from the biological parent to pass that on to the foster parent. It's about collaboration.
I was at It's My Life conference with the African American group, and I was saying, you know, especially with the African American males, you have to have mentors, you have to have role models. I can't teach an African American male what they need to know to navigate their lives or the streets or whatever. But 3 African American adult males in the group were like, oh, you have to. Oh, it's your job. And afterwards, they were so sweet. They came up to me and they're like, I want you to understand what we were saying. We were saying that you need to be responsible for the outcome for that youth. You need to make sure that that youth understands you have high expectations for them and that your own ego is bound up with the outcomes for that youth so that you're going to do everything within your power to make sure they're successful.
Yes. How can you support young people and families if you haven't, you know, identified what race and ethnicity mean for yourself? I mean, as a worker, you know, as a foster parent, as any kind of, you know, adult figure in young people's lives.
I would like the social workers to look at themselves and the foster families to look at themselves first and see where they stand and how they feel with ethnicity. It's something that they need to be comfortable with themselves before they can reach out to the foster child. It's something that they need to either be educated and challenge themselves to deal with first.
We must be open-minded. We must be open-minded and not just stop at that, but be willing to do what, to make that change, to help make that change for another human being, because we are dealing with human lives here.
It's the fear of talking about race and ethnicity. And being able to hear and acknowledge the pain that I think we've all touched on is not easy. And I think people back away from it and they try to talk above it. And I think that is a short term, but in the long term, it's the worst solution because it's going to leave the young people feeling that it's not worth talking about. So it's an invalidation of who they are. It's an invalidation of the struggles that they're going through.
I agree. We have the tendency when we got Michael, who's black, our first child that wasn't of our race, was to feel like it's better not to talk about it. Well, that was wrong right off the bat. Treat it like the elephant in the room. Well, we now have a young man who is an Eskimo and he's proud of it, you know, and we talk about it, who we are and where we came from, and to treat it like it's something not to talk about is to treat it like it's something wrong, and it certainly is not.
Young people, social workers, foster families, you know, everybody, we can't be afraid of it because that's what's going to make a difference, and that's what's going to change. And, you know, we have to take it one step at a time, but I know it's what Vivian said, you know, there's strength in everybody, you know, and we just got to find ways to bring it to the surface and talk about it and not be afraid.
Social workers need to know that they have your lives in their hands.
The sooner that you figure out where you're from, what you stem from, what's in your genes, what's in your blood, then that way it just makes it easier to follow suit and learn more about yourself and to create your own identity.
Luckily, I was blessed with a really good social worker who cared about me. I mean, she helped me a lot, and it's all kind of made me who I am and made me be able to accept who I am.
You know, the social worker might be the only person that these children have that's stable in their lives, you know, and I just want the social workers to know how important it is for the kids' self-esteem for them to do some research and some work and some acceptance of themselves so that they can help these children out.
Understanding how important race and ethnicity is to youth, it's not an option, it's not ancillary, this is the work. And I know that. I know it's very true, and this is the work. And a youth who has a healthy racial and ethnic identity is going to be successful. And that's the work.